everyone, welcome back to the channel. So today I want to go over the 5 things I hate, or the 5 reasons or things I hate about my 2017 Mercedes-Benz AMG GLE 43. So if you guys have been following the channel, we bought this car, my girlfriend bought this car back in January. We've had it now for 4 months and it's actually been very nice. But here are some of the pet peeves I have about this vehicle. So let's hit it off with number one. Number one, as you can see behind me, I am towing just my 16-foot trailer and a small lawnmower here from my golf course to my parents' house. Pet peeve number one, this can tow up to 7,200 pounds, but there is no tow mode. So you have individual mode, Sport Plus, Sport, Comfort, and snow / ice / rain mode. So here's the problem I have with it. In comfort mode, this rig rides too wallowy, like it wallows too much. You don't feel buttoned down because the suspension is so loosely sprung with the vehicle, especially towing any sort of weight, even this right here. So I find I have to put it into sport mode, which I don't necessarily want to do. Now granted, it lowers the vehicle and tightens up the suspension, makes it ride a little bit stiffer, which I like when I'm towing, because I don't like the typical Mercedes-Benz back and forth, up and down action of the air suspension. But here's the problem. I don't like it when gears are being held higher than what they should be. So, or lower, I guess I should say. So I want this to be cruising when I'm going 50 or 60 or 70. I want this to be in the highest gear possible. So I'm, essentially not putting stress on the transmission or engine, and I'm not putting stress on the just the vehicle itself. I don't necessarily need to be going full speed all the time, essentially. Now it is nice though when you need to pick up and get up and go a little bit, but I would rather have this be in a tighter suspension, but be in comfort mode in terms of the transmission. So that is issue number one. Let's hit issue number 2. All right, as we hit issue number 2, or problem number 2. So this one is typical Mercedes, guys. You would think if you pay, this car cost $82,000 when it was new. That's a lot of money. This didn't come with cooled seats. It didn't come with massage seats. It basically came with heated seats and no heated steering wheel. So while this vehicle is loaded up to the gills with every safety and performance feature you can put in an AMG, you never got, listen to that, good V6 power, very nice. Anyway, going back, you never got anything else. You would have to spend even more money in a 43 series AMG to get massaging seats, cooled seats, and that's another package. I believe that's premium package 3 instead of premium pack 2, which is just astronomical. I mean, that's amazing. So Mercedes and every German manufacturer, they like to make their vehicles about packages and options, and that's a problem, and that's an issue that I have. I don't want to add premium pack 3 or have the option of having cooled seats. Like, I just want everything. Like, give me 3 options: base, mid-level, and then high level. Don't give me like options of either or, and that's an issue with Mercedes-Benz. And my E550 that I had was loaded up completely. Massaging seats, cooled seats, heated steering wheel, blah, 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 blah. It works great. But this is the mid-level trim, but with the highest safety trim of the vehicle. So it gets confusing very fast, and I don't necessarily like that very much myself. So with that being said, that's a big issue I have with Mercedes-Benz and all other German manufacturers is that I want them to just give me the vehicle with basically 3 options. I don't want to have to search through everything and figure out what I want, essentially. So let's hit topic number 3, or reason number 3. I like this, but I know others don't. So this system, this is a 2017 GLE. I had a 2011 Mercedes E550. A lot of the interior touch points in here, a lot of the buttons, everything is basically straight out of that 2011 series vehicle. So for me, I don't mind it, and I put that as a positive in one of my older videos about this, but now this is a negative in this, because as a 2017, you expect more tech, more updated command system, updated interior, but this is still the same aging interior in something that you got out of an old ML or GLS or old GL. So this is a very aging interior for the year, and I could see why people would not buy this because of that. Everything is fairly aged compared to 2017 Mercedes of its time, S-Class, CLS, stuff like vehicles like that, even C-Class. This just didn't quite get the updates in 2017. I believe it did in 2019, and that was that. Reason number 4, the air suspension on this. So I have a Ram 1500 Ram truck that has air suspension on it. I'm torn whether I like air suspension or not. For that application, it's great for towing. For this application, it's great again for towing. Automatically levels the vehicle, which is great. But here's the problem I have with Mercedes air suspension. I had air suspension in my E550. The air suspension in Mercedes, I'm not sure what it is with today's vehicles, but it is in these older generation Mercedes products. Unless you're in Sport Plus, it wallows from side to side, so it gives you sort of a unsettled feeling when you're going over bumps, like you're wallowing side to side a little bit instead of just up down with the rebounds. It's a side to side action. So for drivers who are not experienced at driving spiritedly, you can sort of get a little unsettled and causing you to be not very confident when you're driving. And that's a big issue. That's a really big issue. I'm assuming Mercedes fixed that now, and they definitely address that issue, because in this, it's exactly the same as my E550. Very wallowy, especially in comfort mode. Oh, this does sound good for a V6. I will give it that. And the last thing, the last complaint or the issue I have with this Mercedes product here. The overall, and this kind of goes back to the infotainment. So this is, of course, based off the ML platform. And this platform has been used and abused a lot by Chrysler products and Mercedes products. So in 2017, they didn't do much to differentiate the look of this vehicle compared to an old ML. And to the untrained eye, even myself, before I got this vehicle, I couldn't really tell a difference unless you really looked at it between the GLE and the ML series. So some of you may be better off buying an ML 550 if you're looking at an older Mercedes than this GLE 43 if you really want that V8 power. And that's basically that. Now, the design has grown on me. I never used to be a huge fan of the ML or the GL, but the design has grown on me, and now I've come to really actually love this vehicle. It's spacious, it's fast, it's huge, everything that the typical American male or female wants in a vehicle, honestly. And there's more than enough power with all the AMG goodies and enhancements on the vehicle, but the design just lags a little bit with competitors of its era. BMW X5, which I think is an ugly vehicle. Audi SQ5, I believe, which I think is an ugly vehicle as well. or the Q5, whatever you want to call it. I think it's super ugly, but comparing this to a Grand Cherokee or a Durango, stuff like that, just doesn't quite hit that mark because it's got that older design language to it. Now, of course, that is fixed, but overall, it has grown on me, and really, I've grown to actually love this car a lot. I don't think we will be switching from Mercedes, or she will be switching from Mercedes anytime soon. But that's it, guys. That'll wrap up this video about 5 things I really don't like or hate about this Mercedes AMG GLE 43. All right, guys, see you in the next episode. Like and subscribe.